Hey guys, so I know I said I would film this probably like 3 weeks ago. I've had a very hectic month and I just never got around to it. Whenever I had free time, I went to hang out with my friends, or I slept, or I watched TV. I'm kind of lazy this month. So I figured, because I kind of have a day off, I was like, okay, just sit down and film this stupid video. And so yeah, I'm going to film the video. And I have really exciting news, so I'm so glad I waited to film this because I have super, super, super exciting news. But you have to wait until the end. I'm going to be mean like that. Basically what happened with the whole video, this is why I'm filming it, is because I was doing homework with my sister and she come into my room to like sit there and do homework with me. And I just bought in April's 17 magazine. And I had it laying on my bed, and my sister goes, "Oh my gosh, she looks so normal." And it had Jennifer Lawrence on the cover. And she's in the Hunger Games. She plays Katniss. And I felt like she was totally right about that, because in 17, they actually have real girls. Like, they're legitly real girls. Like, I'm going to show you. These girls right here are real. Like, you would never see those girls in Vogue. And I'm completely serious. I bought Vogue for probably almost 2 years. The last issue I bought was August 2011. My mom made me stop buying it after that. I just kind of realized something when my sister said that, was that Vogue doesn't do that. I mean, with them, everything's flawless. They look perfect. It's crazy. It just looks like somebody has a Photoshop addiction and is constantly remaking it, and it's crazy. Like, that's Sarah Jessica Parker. She was on the August 2011 cover, but she has no imperfections whatsoever. And it's like on most magazine covers, that's what you'll see, but you would never see the girls that you see in 17 in Vogue. People in Vogue are Photoshop girls. And once you start realizing that, you're going to start knowing that it's a lie. You don't normally see people like that. I mean, I have never seen anybody look as perfect as I've seen them look in Vogue. I've never seen anybody as skinny as I've seen them in Vogue. If we all read these magazines, we all think this is normal, because all the magazines you'll ever buy, like Glamour or Vogue or Teen Vogue, you're going to be bombarded with pictures of flawless girls. And if you see only those pictures and what media shows you and what you see in society and around your friends and stuff, that's what you're going to think is normal. You're going to think seeing an 80-pound, 5'11" girl is normal. You're going to think wearing slutty clothes is normal, and straightening your hair is normal, and all this stuff is normal. And then you're going to start thinking you have to look like that. And that's what I thought. And that's why I started to try and force myself to do that. I went to some crazy extremes to try and look like those models did. And that involves starving myself since the age of 10. And yeah, so like when you're like that, and you are constantly being bombarded with stuff like this, you're going to start going to extremes because you want to fit in, you want to be liked. And a lot of times it seems like if you match everybody else and you're like everybody else, you're going to be accepted and you're going to have friends and people are going to like you. And that's not true. It's like if you're yourself and people don't like you, that's not your problem, it's theirs. But if you're like me, it's really hard to accept. Like, I'll be like, why doesn't that girl like me? Oh my gosh, I need to start wearing these clothes. Or it's like, why doesn't that guy like me back? Maybe I should start straightening my hair again or wear eyeliner or whatever. It's like, if people don't accept you, a lot of us will go to extremes to try and fit in. We will do things that'll make us fit in. But you don't have to do that, because if they don't like you, it's not your problem, it's theirs. And that's something that's difficult to accept, but you have to learn to do it. And magazines don't help with that. But I feel like with Vogue, they have an unrealistic expectation for girls. And that actually scares me, because I am a victim of people having unrealistic expectations of me. And it's like, I have curly hair. I had a lot of pressure on me to not have curly hair, because everybody thinks, like, and not everybody, but a lot of people, especially a lot of girls, think straight hair is prettier. I don't know why. Like, I like having curly hair. And, like, I suffered from my dad constantly putting all this pressure on me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to look like this. I have to be like this. I have to be amazing at school after I dirt bikes. I have to do this. And I felt like society was pressuring me to look perfect. And when you're a teenage girl, that pressure goes up by a ton. And when you buy Vogue, like I did, that pressure goes up even more because I'm like buying it and I'm forcing myself to put pressure on me, and it seems kind of backwards, but it's true. Like, I had a lot of pressure for me to do that. I have a lot of pressure on me on a constant basis to wear clothes I don't want to wear. I stopped listening to people who were telling me these things because I knew that's not the norm. That's what they think is the norm. It doesn't mean it's the norm. Like, if somebody thought the sky was purple, we wouldn't believe them because it's wrong. Like, they're lying. And yet, if somebody calls us fat, we're going to believe them, even though they're wrong. Which I think is really stupid. Like, if somebody calls me fat, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was right. I am so fat. And it's like, now I know I'm really fat because somebody told me I'm fat and they're agreeing with me and stuff. If I think I'm fat and I understand that I'm wrong, even though I still think that I'm fat, I understand that's a lie. So if a girl comes up to me and is like, you're fat, instead of agreeing with her and being like, oh my gosh, it's true because somebody is agreeing with me, because I'm like, she's lying to me. And once you start realizing that the media is lying to you and that these other people are lying to you, you're going to stop listening to them because you know they're lying. You won't listen to somebody who lies about the sky being purple, so why would you listen to somebody lying about your weight? I realized I was rambling. Anyways, there's this thing called a media detox, and it's where you like eliminate yourself from all media. Like, you don't use your cell phone a lot, you throw out all your magazines, you don't watch TV, you don't go on the internet, you don't do any of those things for a month. And I'm too afraid to do that. I can't give up the internet or my phone, or I can kind of give up TV and I can give up magazines. But so I kind of did that from like August to a couple months ago. I pretty much did that because it was good for me, and I could totally tell, like, just from cutting out magazines, I could tell a difference. Reading that stuff really corrupts you. Like, it's crazy what it can do to your mind, and it's actually kind of scary. When I stopped reading magazines, especially Vogue, my expectations were lowered a lot, which really helped with me combating my eating disorder. And I really started to understand media more and the influence that it has, because you don't really realize that media is influencing you until you cut it out and you're like, whoa, it does influence me. And I really think that's something you should think about, is cutting out media if you have a problem like I do. And even if you don't have a problem like me, try it, because you might not realize you have a problem. So I wanted to talk about my really extra amazing surprise. So some of you know I struggle with an eating disorder, and I have since I was 10. And I'm going to be on Tracy Rock's show, and she has a radio show, and it's on AM 670 from 8 to 9 p.m. I know it's kind of confusing, actually. I'm going to be on her show this coming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I'm going to be on there discussing my eating disorder and kind of talking about how it's affecting my life and stuff. And so I'm really excited about it, because there are some people I know really well who don't know about my eating disorder, and here I am going and telling anybody who reads my blog and like whoever listens to that radio show, who I know some of them actually live in Illinois. Kind of scary, but I'm really freaking out. So I really appreciate if y'all would pray for me, and because I'm really freaked out, yet super excited. And so you guys can call in. Yeah, and so I'm really excited, if you can't tell. I'm kind of trying not to bounce, because if I bounce, I'm sitting on the couch, so if I bounce. This was very rambly. I'm going to try and fix that in editing. That's the awesome part of editing. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye!